We've been almost going 4 hours, guys. And I really enjoy. I feel like we could keep going. We only covered half the stories. There's a lot of stuff we didn't get to. Heston Russell's story was a shocking one. I won't go into the ABC adding extra bullet shots in the video. I mean, they come off.
That's treason.
And by the way, they're protected. Yeah. They're protected from the misinformation bill because they're professionals.
So, how many people have been sacked at the ABC? Like that is an absolute disgrace.
They hired extras. As far as I'm concerned, I like ABC Country Radio, right, when I'm driving.
Yeah, they're all right.
They do a fantastic service. So the ABC should be cut in half, right? The inner city woke fucking idiots in Ultimo, right?
And Parramatta now.
Parramatta now.
Yeah, they've changed it.
They should be hived off and let die. Let ABC Country go, Macca of a Sunday morning and, Landline and all that sort of stuff, because they provide a service. But holy shit, the rest of the ABC is crap.
I'm not even sure who the ABC's audience is, because all these rich inner city people, these overprivileged, guilt-ridden people, they're not watching the ABC anyway because they've got their Netflix accounts, they've got Foxtel, they've got...
It's the other ABC employees.
Yeah.
It's honestly nuts, and they keep having these BS internal reviews where they bring in, this person, that person, to look at how can we fix this? And they're like, well, let's put an office in Parramatta, conservative Western Sydney. And it's like, well, now you're making Parramatta left wing because you're pouring all this extra money and you're still hiring the same idiots.
Isn't that now little India?
Yeah,
Parramatta.
Okay.
So you're going to put Bollywood.
Oh, this is Harris Park.
Harris Park. Yeah.
Oh, Harris Park.
Right next door.
Right next door.
But no. On top of that, we've got a situation where their Q&A show, their sort of flagship show, which used to be a really good show. It was always left wing, and the audience was always left wing. But it was actually they had some pretty good panels, and there were some great debates. And I think the left genuinely won of quite a lot of those because I grew up on a lot of them. And now it's just completely gone left. They only have 100 to 150,000 views a week. I mean, our show.
Is that all they got?
Mate, this show does 1 million a week across all the clips. Their ones, unless they have a uniquely viral moment, which will be 5 seconds, it doesn't particularly do very well at all. And they keep changing it. They're like, well, maybe if we move it to Thursday or Tuesday, it'll work.
It's the same issue that they're not doing. It's like when I say the government acts like it's got a mandate they don't have, the ABC is producing content Australian people don't want.
100%.
No.
I would rather sit down and listen to somebody who doesn't agree with me, but it's a fair conversation where there's an exchange of ideas. That's what Q&A used to be. That's what a number of other shows used to be on the ABC. Now have a look at it.
It's nuts. And that's the thing. That's why I created the Arc. It's because it's a safe space for our people because we've got nowhere to go. This is not a debate panel. Like, I will get people in that can do live debates and we can do it here and whatever. But the inevitable evolution of this show is a live audience, a fair group on the left, fair group on the right, arguing a topic, climate change or this or that. Having the discussion that Australia ought to have, that the ABC should be holding, because they receive $1 billion of taxpayer funding. You guys are probably wondering, why are we talking about the ABC? It's because they receive $1 billion every year of taxpayer funding. It's your money.
Actually,
and they're not doing their job.
Now, isn't it?
It's a little over. Yeah, I think they get $1 billion, and then SBS, they might get another $1 billion or something like that. It's like, that's nuts.
The question for the ABC is Media Watch going to do a takedown of themselves this week?
On what particular?
On this.
On the Heston Russell
thing. I think they did.
Oh, did they?
I think they did. I think there was an ABC show. I'm not sure if it was that one.
Did Paul Berry like just gloss over it and just quickly mention it because he has to, or did he actually spend some time?
It scrolled across the bottom in the ticker.
It wasn't ABC Australia. It was ABC America. That we got our sources wrong. Yeah.
I think I do have to find. Media Watch here. ABC accused of audio no. Yeah, I think that might be it. I think that might be the one. I do believe, to their credit, it was so bad they had to call themselves out. But I'd have to double check this one. It's just ridiculous. Heston's a great guy. He's the guy that really helped spearhead the Royal Commission into veteran suicides, which was damning to say the least on what it came out with. But yeah, that's the one story we didn't get to. There's another, and I want to get Heston in the studio next time he's out of Queensland. But the other one was the Coles and Woolies have been pulled up for basically saying that they're dropping prices and whatever, but they've been very manipulative in the way they've been doing it, and they've both been doing it, and it's been disgusting now. Eye gouging people, it's not what's needed right now. And the government's using them as a scapegoat because the government's, they're screwing up in their own way with fuel and adding prices and inflation. But then you've also got these, big corporates as well being no better. So the government now is an excuse to pass the buck onto Coles and Woolies.
And look, Coles and Woolies are just going to do what Coles and Woolies do because they're major corporations and they're out from this. One of the things is I go back to what I say, we've got a dumb voter problem. We've got a dumb shopper problem as well, right? So doesn't matter whatever happens in our society, we've got to look at us first, right? It's all well and good sitting there going, Coles and Woolies, the politics, look at yourself, right? If you don't like Coles and Woolies and you still shop there, you're a fucking idiot, right? It's as simple as that, right? I'll go out of my way to shop at an independent. Might cost me more, but I'm putting my money where my fucking mouth is, right? I hate Coles and Woolies. They are fucking over our farmers. It's as simple as that, right? The government's not helping. The government's fucking over our farmers as well, right? But to stop it, stop fucking shopping there. It's as simple as that. It's quite a simple fix, people.
Yeah. Go to John Paul, what's his name? Drake. John Paul Drake.
Go to Drake's.
Yeah,
go to IGA's.
He's in South Australia.
Go to a farmer's market.
100%.
You know what? You can buy directly from farmers, and you get better quality, cheaper. And people that say, "Look, I can't go on a Saturday," that's fine, no problems. There's a lot of service, especially Sydney, Melbourne, where they deliver it to you
all over the country.
Right? So, do that and get your veggies from one place and your meat from somewhere else. Get your seafood somewhere else.
Especially meat.
But I will just say this about much higher quality meat. I mean, the butcher I go to in Camden, his meat's fantastic, but it's expensive. But if I went directly to the other place that's near there, which you go to the farmers, you get it directly, but I end up going to the butchers.
Oh, they deliver meat now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
There's a heap that does. Now, Coles and Woolies, this whole thing about, we put our prices up, then we said that we're discounting, okay, whatever, fine, right? I'm not supporting that, but whatever. It's Coles and Woolies. Here's the thing, they said they were going to have an inquiry to do something about cost of living and to do something about price gouging. Now, here's the thing about price gouging. What I said at the time was, when people call for that, what do you want government to do? Because government's going to have to put a cap on how much profit the company can charge on these things. That's not a good idea. So what have they done? I knew that could not be done. There's no way that you could pass something like that. So what did they do? They've come up with this. They found this, like, oh, yeah, your prices went up. Now, Coles and Woolies are just going to say, well, no, we didn't put the prices up and then discount it. What happened was the prices went up naturally over that period of time. And then, yes, we brought the prices back down and essentially subsidised it.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly what they did.
But they're online shopping, right? So you go online, you go onto the Coles and Woolies online shopping. Sometimes there is stuff all discounts on there because they keep it up. They keep the prices up online. And convenience. The one thing is, if a politician or a company tells you they're doing it for convenience for you or they're doing it for your safety, you've been fucked. Yeah. It's as simple as that.
Oh, yeah, for your convenience.
For your convenience. You're the product. If something is free, you're the product.
Yeah.
If it's for your safety, you're the product.
Yeah. Well,
if it's for your convenience, you're the product.
And if you've got to pay for it, you're still fucking
and you're still getting fucked. Yeah. But this is the biggest thing that the consumer out there today needs to wake the fuck up and go, you know what? I've got to start putting my money where my mouth is. It's like you got to start putting your vote, and because your vote is money, right? The only thing that the corporations of the world, the only thing that politicians care about is staying in power and staying in control. And we can break that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can break it.
Absolutely. One of the tools I want to make on this particular topic, I've mentioned a few times. I have the contacts to do it. I want to make a tool where I can reach out anonymously, these farmers, they can send to me, and obviously we've got to verify what they're getting, what they're selling to Coles and Woolies, the farm gate price. Yeah. And we can actually work out to what extent are they being eye gouged and what are they actually selling it on the store.
So, some of it is also the middlemen as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
So the whole supply chain.
The whole supply chain needs to be looked at.
That's right.
Because there is middlemen that are taking advantage.
Exactly. And what I want to do is I want to simplify the complex, just like you've seen with the policy matrix, a free tool that shows you where the parties are at. You do that, because this is the thing. I don't like Coles and Woolies, but I'm also not anti-corporations. I want to know to what extent are they making a profit, and to what extent is the government also at fault?
But a lot of it is government regulation that's causing it.
Exactly. So and
Right, things like so. For instance, I was talking to a guy that used to run a small abattoir, right? And because I'm a big thing. I love regenerative farming and the clean food movement. I think we really need to get behind that. One of the things he was saying is that like he used to. It was small anyway. Maybe 10 cows, 10 head a day, and he was saying that the overburden on his abattoir, right, of regulation and red tape and all the crap. He basically just went, oh, it's not worth doing.
But the reason why that's happened again, you look at Western Australia, a lot of the meat products were prepared in individual stores. Then what did they do? They moved it all down to Bunbury or something.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what they're doing. Now, I understand that there's an economy of scale, and sure, there is going to be a big price difference between what the farmer gets and what the retailer sells it for, because they're buying it in wholesale volume, especially Woolworths, Coles.
Well, it's the value add that you were talking about before.
Exactly. Plus, they have to account for how much of the food that they buy that they end up not being able to sell on waste. Having said that, everything from the supply chain to what's happened with these big stores has distorted the market. You still have up in Queensland, when we had the great lettuce shortage.
Yes.
But they still had lettuces up in Queensland that couldn't be sold because of government regulations.
Couldn't go across the border.
Couldn't go across the border.
Because of COVID in a fucking lettuce.
Just because of this bloody, thing in Western Australia, the old potato growers board that restricted the amount of stuff.
Right.
I mean, come on. And by the way, if you buy mushrooms from Woolworths in Western Australia, it comes from a woman's only mushroom farm, right? Because why?
Well, look at the sheep.
I have nothing against women, but like,
Keep the sheep. Yeah.
what's that about?
Oh, yeah.
You can't have a men's only. Like, what is that?
So there's guys here in New South Wales that have been buying sheep way under the price they can buy them local. They can buy them in WA, ship them over here, and still beat the price they can buy them locally because of the glut of sheep in WA. Wow. The live sheep exports? Yeah.
Probably something like that, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
So 20 years ago, I knew a bloke who used to buy some sort of fish product, and he used to ship it to Thailand to be prepared and then ship it back. It was still an Australian product, but it was just prepared over there.
Joel, do you remember the video I sent you about the meat in Iraq?
Yeah, I don't have
Australian meat?
Yeah, he showed me that the Australian meat being sold in Iraq is cheaper there than it is here.
Oh, it's cheaper.
WTF?
I was in Dubai. One of the first times I went to Dubai, and you could go to like the big shops there, and they've got like beef and lamb, right? And it's got like different countries, right? So you start off on this side and it's shit, and then you get to the good stuff. So you got it starts off with like Pakistan and India, and then it like slowly moves through, all these different regions, and then the primo stuff, Australian and New Zealand. And so I see some lamb, and I'm like, hang on a minute. So I ring one of my mates in Perth. I'm like, wasn't lamb like $45 a kilo? He's like, yeah. How much is it there? 15.
WTF.
Yeah.
Right.
And the live, like a lot of these countries, Indonesia is a prime example. The reason, or one of the reasons that they like live export is they don't have fucking refrigeration. So us sending them mass pallets of produce, of cut and processed meat, it would rot because they can't distribute it. Right? And so they take live cattle, put them in feedlots, and then slaughter them, and they're pretty much used up within the 24-hour period.
What they're going to end up doing in this country is exactly what we've seen in the United States. You've got 5 major companies. It's the same with every industry. You've got 4 or 5 major players.
JBS, Cargill.
And you're going to have 4 or 5 major companies that own all the farming in this country, because nobody else is going to be able to comply with the regulations or compete with the prices. That's what you're going to end up with.
And what we'll end up doing is we'll have a underground black market lettuce. Right. So you'll go and get your you'll sneak out,
Hey,
and,
kids.
and you'll get your tomatoes, and you'll get your lettuce, and then a copper will pull you up. Fucking illegal lettuce, mate. 15 years in jail. Fucking off you go.
You'll have people come up to you and be like, "Do you want a plastic straw with that lettuce?"
Fucking want a lettuce? Want a lettuce? You know.
I ordered a drink, doesn't matter, the other day, in a paper straw, plastic cup.
Yeah.
WTF? Yeah, and you go to Coles and Woolies.
But it used to be a paper, that same place I got the drink from, it used to be a paper cup with a plastic straw. What the fuck? Like, who's in charge of this?
It makes me homicidal.
So I had this conversation with some kids of a good friend of mine, and they were saying, "Oh, mate, isn't it great? We've got plastic, we've got paper bags and boxes to bring our groceries home." I'm saying, "That's what we used to do when I was a fucking kid." And they looked at me and went, "What?"
Yeah.
Like plastic was brought in because of government regulations. Like the health and safety of wrapping everything was a government regulation. So we've got a plastic problem because government brought laws in unintended consequences.
Yeah.
Right. And
it was also about save the trees.
it was about saving the tree. Yeah, saving the trees.
Isn't that funny? And now it's like save the trees, but by killing trees.
Well, so now we produce electricity from biomass, which is trees.
Not just any trees. They chopped down
their
a
native
100-year-old bloody 100-year-old forest in the United States because it's renewable.
But in Europe, they do it all over Europe. Like Sweden and all these places where they put up these big, it pine or spruce or whatever it is, in mass quantities. They've just clear-felled fucking forest left, right and centre.
And they're the same people that
to produce biomass electricity. Like you're a fucking idiot.
These are the same idiots, the same people that were telling us before about the deforestation of the Amazon.
What happened to save the trees?
Right?
Oh, where's Bob Brown? Where's Bob Brown?
he's made
Save the fucking Franklin, right? And save the thing. You know, what is he? Probably a quadrillionaire or something, sitting there smoking his fucking ganja and going, "We've got to fucking climate change by fucking every forest so that we can get hold of." Right? It's like it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh, don't get me started.
And I'm going to go off on this. So sorry.
Listen, why don't you
tell us what you really think?
Said we can get a private jet, we can fly to one of these climate change.
Well, exactly.
Tell us what you really think, mate.
The other thing that came out the other day was fucking nuclear energy is fucking 15 billion times worse than fucking, solar panels and windmills. Fuck off. No fucking way. Right? A nuclear power station lasts 80 years. Right? A solar farm will last 15 to 20 if you're lucky. So you've got a 4 times capital cost. Like, I'm no fucking math scholar, but I can go 4 and 1. So I've got 4 times capital cost and 4 times fucking building and 4 times getting rid of the shit versus 1. Like, I'm no fucking math genius. But 4 to 1, holy fucking shit. We are governed by fucking clowns. And if I hear this idiot Bowen once again say that nuclear is the dearest form of energy, someone's got to shove a nuclear power station up his ass because it's fucking bullshit.
So hydropower is my personal preference on this stuff.
Coal's my personal preference.
Hang on, no.
Burn, baby, burn.
I'm going to go down any sort of renewable thing. Hydro, I think, is great because a lot of Europe's on hydro.
No, nuclear. Dense form of energy with a dense form of energy.
The Australian government's hydro agency has identified and said, look, if we take these facilities, we can knock out the 100% of Australia's electricity grid. And why are they even talking about nuclear and solar farms at this point? But
we can't build a dam because there'll be a blue-footed fucking frog in some fucking valley that no one's ever fucking seen.
Well, that might have been one of those frogs that Alex Jones said turned gay because
or a mushroom that you fucking lick and get high off fucking something, So it's like, fucking let's go hug a fucking tree, fuck up the country, but we can't have the one thing that will solve everything because it's fucking dearer than the thing that's going to fuck up the country. Right? It's just,
You're talking too much sense, sir. You're
yeah.
going to be exported, to some country that makes
fucking
sense.
send me to fucking Macquarie Island and put me in a little jail there. That's what we'll do. Actually, I think I've solved it, right? We'll go to ACMA, right? We'll start up jails on little islands in the Pacific, right? And we'll export all us criminals there so we can create new economies once they release us from jail. We ever heard that before? Oh, it's fucking Australia!
Which
Jesus!
you mentioned Port Arthur earlier.
Yeah.
Now, when you go down to Port Arthur and you go on that tour, there's a thing for the prison, and one of the wardens was a former prisoner.
The prisoner, yeah.
Right? I think we should go back to that. If someone's done a crime, let them do their crime, and then, okay, move on, depending on what it is. But, if it's something that's going to get you sent over here, it's going to be minor. You stole some bread or something like that. So, yeah, we should all, they should buy us a Pacific Island, just send us
100%.
there. We'll run it. You
Mate,
just leave us
Nauru.
alone.
I'll go to Nauru,
I'll join you.
right? Just give me some free land in Nauru.
I'll turn into
Right,
Singapore, huh?
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Give us 20 years. And it'll
No,
be
not
fucking
even.
Singapore.
Not even. You give us any place.
Mate, I'll sell passports at 20 grand, 30 grand a pop, right? You'll be able to register your company there. We'll have free zones there, right? You'll be able to have your super yacht registered there. Mate, it'll be fucking
People will be
awesome.
there. People there straight away. All you need to have a really successful place, right, is it helps if you have a port.
Yep.
That's about it. Actually,
Yeah.
it helps if you got a port. Hong Kong, Singapore. What was Hong Kong? Go to Hong
a
Kong 50
swamp.
years ago. There's nothing there. It's rocky. There's
Singapore
nothing
was a
there.
swamp.
Singapore, same thing, right?
Jakarta was a swamp. Hey, mate, that's what we're going to find. We're going to find a swamp in the middle of the Pacific and
nobody
turn
wants.
it into the greatest city-state ever.
Yep.
Because all the good city-states around the world were fucking swamps that they turned into ports.
I elect me as king because I'm a Republican.
The chat.
If I'm the king, nobody else.
You can be king.
Right.
I want to be treasurer.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. And if you want to do anything, meet me at the yacht club. And make sure you bring a brown paper bag with a certain denomination in it, and I'll sign off what you want.
We're going to have one law. That's it. Just one law, right? Don't be a fuckwit. That's it. As long as you're not interfering with anybody else, you're good to go.
Right, Rami, what's the chat saying?
So everybody in the chat wants Steve to be a PM.
Independent Republic of Stephen Petit.
Exactly.
I was going to say, guys, we talk about this stuff, but I don't think they're joking, these two. I think they could actually get it done. I'm not even joking.
I'm not joking.
No, Stephen knows.
No.
Stephen knows I'm not joking because I was
no.
thinking about buying a particular island this years ago, and I said to him, "What do I need to do?" And we went all through it with the United Nations and blah blah blah. I said, "What do I need to do to have my own country?"
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you fucking what, nobody could run a country worse than the politicians of Western countries right now.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
And when I say that, I mean, I'm not saying they're not joking as if they don't mean what they say. They definitely mean what they say. I mean, in terms of could they pull it off and do it? I mean, they could do it. That's who we got here. Go Google them. They're good people.
Google me.
Don't Google him.
Don't.
Google Stephen Petit because he's the one that's the Prime Minister. He's the front guy. But great guys. Really phenomenal, and I've got to wrap this up because otherwise I'm going to collapse from my sugar levels.
It's only 4 hours.
It's only 4. Look, I can keep. I need to build up my tolerance for election night because that's going to be 2 months. So it's going to be the longest stream ever, which we can do by the way with this setup, thanks to you guys donating. But guys, thank you so much for your wisdom economically with regards to teaching me some new words and because I don't know these words, guys. You wouldn't know that. I've never said them on camera before. So Stephen, thank you for coming in. You're always welcome at any time. I suspect we could have gone for another 5 hours. And Shaquille, as always, thank you again. Second time.
I'm a bit more lively this time.
No,
Last time I was very serious.
No, it was good though. That was.
I bring it out in you.
You were cackling harder than Kamala. And if you guys want to support, go to this link here. It's screenshot the QR code. Shoot us a few bucks. Help us get the word out. It's doing very well. 1 million views a week. We're smashing it compared to Q&A. And if you haven't already, add your name to the petition for the tpaust.com.au petition against the misinformation bill. Submissions close Monday. The bill won't be introduced until it won't be voted on probably till late November, but it could be heavily used to censor anything with regards to the vote count happening in the election quarter in the US presidential election. But gentlemen, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. I'll see you later for a show next week. Take it easy.